This is KVUE News Night Beat.
Right now at 10, they admitted messing up in the beginning. Now, Austin ISD's police chief is promising a full investigation into the alleged assault of a 4-year-old girl at school.
A mother says her son was intentionally shot on a hunting trip by other teens.
I think he's just teared up a little bit.
And a local music icon diagnosed with cancer. People pack a restaurant to catch an intimate performance with one of Austin's influencers. And that musician, Jimmy LaFave, just wrapped up on stage. He is battling spindle cell sarcoma, a rare form of cancer.
Friends and fans are teaming up to honor his legacy. And KVUE's Michael Perchik joins us live from Threadgill South. Michael?
Mike and Quita, anybody familiar with the Austin music scene knows the work of Jimmy LaFave. Tonight's show sold out with people being turned away at the door, only to turn around and try and catch some of that music from outside the gate. So we made our way down here to speak with both friends and fans to learn more about his impact. For nearly 30 years, the name, or more aptly the music of Jimmy LaFave, has gone hand in hand with Austin's famed live music scene. It's why this week's news of LaFave's illness, a rare form of cancer believed to be terminal, is so startling to everyone but the man himself.
You never know about anybody when it's time for them to really call on their reserves. You know, what they've got. He as calmly delivered a message as I've ever had, right? Sitting right over there.
Famed Austin music promoter and friend Eddie Wilson learned a few weeks ago of LaFave's condition. He's known him for nearly 30 years.
What calm strength he's displayed.
LaFave's been in Austin for decades, but has roots in Oklahoma. His unique genre of red dirt music has stood out even in the eclectic local scene.
I think he's just kind of teared up a little bit. I think he just means so much to so many people here in Austin, and his music is very relatable.
It was that sound that caught the attention of Texas Monthly writer Jan Reed years ago.
I hadn't written about music in 20 years, but I was all pumped up to write about him.
From an interview subject to now a friend, Reed was one of hundreds of people to come out.
The solemn part of it is that every time might be the last time you get to see him.
For Sandra Wilson, it's a chance to take in another performance, but offer something in return.
But it just fills my heart with love to be able to give back to him. We could never give back to him what he's given us, but at least he's able to see.
We did request an interview with LaFave, who respectfully declined. To honor him, friends setting up a GoFundMe account with the proceeds going towards some of LaFave's favorite charities. That link can be found on KVUE.com. And Mike and Quita, before we send it back to you, one quick aside from my chat with Jen. He said when LaFave was still back in Oklahoma before making his way to Austin, one of his openers, the famed Garth Brooks. It just shows you what an incredible career LaFave has had, and fans behind me hoping it continues. Live from Threadgill South, I'm Michael Perchik, KVUE News Night Beat.
Definitely an Austin icon. Michael, thank you. And still developing tonight, questions about how Austin ISD police handled an investigation involving the alleged assault of a 4-year-old girl. According to the girl's medical records from Dell Children's Hospital, obtained by the KVUE defenders and the Statesman, the girl had injuries consistent with, quote, sexual assault by bodily force. The parents allege that the assault happened February 7th when they dropped their daughter off at Boone Elementary. AISD police interviewed the girl, and when she was not able to tell them what happened, the case was closed. The chief of the Austin School District Police Department acknowledges that his investigators did not follow at least one important lead. He's promising a full and thorough investigation.
We've learned tonight the victim in a crash involving a school bus is 34-year-old Kevin Matthew Selvera. DPS says Selvera rear-ended a bus on State Highway 29 in Burnett County. The driver and 12 students on the bus were not hurt.
It's been a muggy night after a warm day, near 90 degrees this afternoon, sitting in the upper 70s and low 80s right now here in Austin. But here's our cool down moving through North Texas right now. A front will be here by tomorrow morning. The front is currently in North Texas and has been producing as large as baseball-sized hail in Collin County. That's near Plano, and at least one brief tornado near the Red River. The The atmosphere a lot more stable, though, here at home, so other than a passing shower, things are going to be pretty quiet overnight into tomorrow morning. Well, temperatures may be a little bit cooler than what we were talking about earlier today. Those models are trending downward temperature-wise for the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up.
A vigil tonight for the officer gunned down on the Champs-Élysées Avenue in Paris. More than 100 police officers gathered to pay their respects. This terror attack adds to the unease in the country, and the presidential election there is just 2 days away. President Donald Trump tweeting it's going to have a big impact as voters head to the polls.
Here in the States, lawmakers return to work Monday in D.C. with just 5 days to pass a plan to keep the government from shutting down. Right now, federal agencies are only funded through next Friday.
I think we're in good shape.
Lawmakers could pass a short-term measure to keep the government funded for a few days or weeks to give themselves time to negotiate.
Things here in Texas moving pretty fast. Thursday, the House named which members would meet with the Senate committee to hash out their differences on the budget. Tonight, the Attorney General is picking sides. The Senate version of the budget is coming under fire because of an accounting maneuver senators want to use. They'll add $2.5 billion to the budget by delaying when funds are added to the State Highway Fund. The Speaker of the House says that's counting money twice and instead wants to tap into the Rainy Day Fund. Today, Attorney General Ken Paxton weighed in, saying the Senate's plan is okay.
A Georgetown mother files a multi-million-dollar lawsuit after her 14-year-old son was shot on a hunting trip with friends. It happened last October on a ranch near Burnett County in Lampasas. Melissa Bradley filed a $5 million lawsuit against the owner earlier this week after she says the owner allowed 6 teenagers to handle guns, have alcohol, and go hunting unsupervised. Bradley says the teen shot her son for not going along with a dare. The other family, though, claims the rifle went off while being set down on an AC vent, calling it an accident.
We have been harassed and bullied enough that it was time now to make sure that we're protected.
Bradley says her son is losing feeling in his fingers and the emotional trauma caused him to switch schools. An attorney for the other family says they hope to work with the Bradley family on expenses relating to the accident.
A letter sent home to parents at one Leander campus about this. Borax. According to the principal of Wiley Middle School, he's seeing a continuous problem of some students bringing this household cleaning product on campus to make homemade slime, and they're bringing it in water bottles. Health officials have issued warnings about borax. It can cause eye, respiratory, and skin irritation. Leander officials are asking parents to talk to their kids and help keep that chemical off school property.
They walk the downtown streets looking for trouble. They're not criminals, but lifesavers, and the kind of trouble they're looking for is medical emergencies. The Austin-Travis County EMS's Community Health Program is putting paramedics downtown in part to look for and respond to the rash of synthetic drug overdoses. Many of the users are homeless. With the program, the crew can administer aid before 911 is ever called, easing the strain on Austin's emergency responders and taxpayer dollars. Former President George H.W. Bush will spend the weekend in the hospital. That's according to his spokesperson. Bush is recovering from a mild case of pneumonia. Doctors are working to make sure that he is completely healthy before he and his wife Barbara travel out of state. Bush 41 says he is feeling great.